Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine. Thanks for joining me live here on YouTube. Sorry for the slightly late start. My little boy just wouldn't go to sleep, and the computer's a piece of shit. Takes ages to open up. So big thanks to everybody who's already been waiting. Sorry about that. So we've got a couple of. I'll just run through the comments. So we've got Thomas from Window Beer Reviews says hi, and then we've got Craig H saying Wraggy. That's teed you up, so Rob. I know. So thank you for that, Wraggy. The man himself, the man on the bottle. Ooh, you can see it. Oh, there he is. Free good beers. Well, I hope so. We got Radham from Mersey Ales. How you doing, buddy? We got Hayden Thomas this evening. All Steve. How are you doing, Steve? And all here, Jackman here. They're all in. They're all in. Right. So first and foremost, let's wet the old whistle. Good day, Sam. James Rothwell. Hello there, sir. Mm-mm. It is already open, the Raggies, because I've done like full review. With best intentions, I will post it tomorrow, probably 6 o'clock tomorrow. Just need to edit, upload it, because I wanted to do a full, like, proper review. But I'll give you a little snippet, give you a little kind of like the kind of considered kind of review of the Raggy's Golden Ale. No less. I mean, I think one of the last to the party, really. I mean, every man and his dog's reviewed this bit. Yeah, I'm sure who's reviewed it. Obviously, Raggy's reviewed it. It's Harry. Harry reviewed it. They're all in. Good evening, all right, Benjamin. And none of them. As I was just about to say, Kent from Craig's Beer Reviews was probably the second person to review it. I know Greg from over at Bullman's has done it. Please like and share. Well, thank you very much. Watch your video with Simon at No Off Your Face when he shakes your hand. I can't remember, to be honest. That was my first beer of the day, though. Was it? No. It was third beer. Yeah, I couldn't watch it. I'm just sometimes I'm happy watching me under my strict conditions, but somebody else's camera. Me chipping away at my self-esteem. I'm drinking Farmer's Best from Raspberry. See, I was thinking this the other day because this is going to go on the shelf, which you can't quite see. This I'll just move it for a second. See, this is one of kind of my personal shelf. Is this? A lot of people you don't really get to see, and I do have on it, and the bottle will be going on. I've got the pump clip from there, and I've got some glass. Do you want to? Should I? No, I'll show you later what's on that shelf. But there's a lot of them. They're quite personal things, and they kind of got connections to other beer tubers. So it will be going up on there with the bottle. As I said, I'm going to get a bit of blue tack, and I'm going to pop the Wraggy pump clip up there as well. But that's a little was a bit of a beer tubers kind of celebration shelf. But I do want. That's what I was going to say. I want one of Harry's a bottle of Ramsey Brewery to put up there. One of Harry's beers as well. And it's a bit of Raggy's Golden Ale. Wow, not for me to say. Blonde from Isle of Arran Brewery. Blimey, has it got a squirrel on it? I think that might be really old branding. Blimey, I haven't seen that for a long, long time. So I'll go. I know that's why you've all tuned in. You'll all disappear after that. But I'll just so obviously I'm drinking the Raggies. I will give you a nice snippet review as a quaff on the rest of it because it is a very quaffable ale. But the other two also beers that I was given by the good man himself, both from the Navigation Brewery. My hands don't work. I'm looking at myself. And these were a brewery that really impressed me at the Nottingham Camera Festival. And we've got, I think it's International Stout Day. Navigation Ales Eclipse Old School Stout. And that's 4%. So sensible ales tonight. And we've got American West Coast IPA from Navigation, which is 5.2. Apparently the champion beer of the of Nottingham. What we got on here then? Got a few more comments. That's live and direct. Pale. On the way, I had it last night. Very nice. I've got another can of it. If you've not tasted Raggies, nice touch, mate. Yeah, It's got to be done on it, Craig. No picture of a bit. No, comment a picture of Bay. Try to club, bro. Do a beer. A Peter beer or a Peter, like a party beer. Party in Manchester. Love Navigation Brewery. Craig and Dom are great brewers. Right, so let's have a little. Because I'm going to swig on this. Got lots of comments tonight. It's fantastic. Thank you. There you go. Oh, there you go. Champion beer of the Midlands. There you go. Of the Midlands, no, like not just Nottingham, of the Midlands. I said, hi mate. Do you just work on the Bar Triangle? Just put on order today. Picked up Oopla and so. No, my full time job is I work at the National Railway Museum, and I do roughly two Sundays a month. I'll be in on Sunday if anybody wants to come and have a drink with me at Triangle while I work. I need the new batch of Oopla. I did really like that. There we go. And then as Adam replies, no Clueless Ale. No Peter Clueless Ale. Right. So before this all goes, I'll give you a little bit of a kind of like a snapshot. It's going to be easier to get the aroma now because there's a lot more headroom. So the beer specifically is it's a lovely golden colour. It's a pale copper, I'd say. But, well, maybe more. It's funny, isn't it? I hold it in front of the screen. It's very golden. Near me, it's a perfect pin bright pale copper. The head was kind of pure white foam. It's disappeared as I've been swigging away. The aroma is freshly baked bread, but I said kind of more like brioche. It's got, and I get that in the flavour as well. It's slightly sweeter in that sense. Let me see. If you want the full review thing, back on HopZine tomorrow, you'll get the real thing. I get kind of like bruised apple, not acetaldehyde, a bruised apple, maybe a red apple even. It's got that kind of like earthy hedgerow hops, which I said metallic in the review, but I think it's more that earthy hedgerow. That's me not feeling the pressure of having to record a review, even though Wraggy is watching. It's like toffee. I didn't pick that up in the review. It's always nice to have that bit more time. I mean, Wraggy does like 45 minutes, doesn't he, and stuff, which I think it's a good thing. I mean, my reviews are more kind of first reactions, so you get a bit more of a broader review when somebody's drinking it for longer in you. Me personally, I mean, maybe I stopped thinking about it after I've had a certain amount. Anyway, cheers if anybody's drinking tonight. Cheers. Where are you from? What are you drinking? And it's super first question. Really quaffable. It's one thing I really get in it is maybe something nutty in it. I'm going to go walnut. Once again, it's that kind of like brioche, maybe slight breakfast cereal, dried orange peel. Maybe slight kind of ground ginger, not fresh, fiery ginger. It's super quenching. It's got a little bit of bitterness. Once again, it's that kind of earthy hedgerow hop. A little bit of bitterness, which really keeps coming back for more. When I opened this was straight out of the fridge, and it was lovely and cold. I'd have loved. Obviously, this isn't thingy. This isn't a fresh bottle. I mean, if you want that, go and watch Craig. Go and watch Wraggy. So this is my interpretation of what it tastes like now. I'd have loved to have tried it on cask. I'd imagine this was absolutely lovely on cask. Nice creamy head, obviously tight sparkler. I know the Midlands, but come on, it's the best way. But it's super easy drinking. I mean, 3.8. That's what you want. It's got a good amount of flavour. It's got a good amount of hop kick. And just, yeah, that's absolutely crushable. Is that one of the words that I don't use? Don't say pintable. I know, I said pintable. That's the worst one. Johnny, craft beer channel. Pintable? What the fuck does that mean? Oh, you can have lots of pints of it. I like variety. I'm not one for multiple pints of the same beer. I'd have a pint of this. Maybe if I saw it in another pub. Couple of pubs on the run. then maybe I'd have another pint. But I like variety, mate. Obviously, there's a few more comments. Craig H says, I think you need to get Peter to claw Brown first, no? Jackman, cheers. Ooh, sneaky American hop. It's a clever beer from Lincoln Green Brewery. It is. Flat white porter. Flat white. Oh, from Garden. Oh, there's some good beer from Garden. And the man himself. That's why I've jumped back on the comments. Cask on Cask. This was amazing. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was an absolute treat. Oh, we've got Paul from PA Brew News cropping up. If anybody wants to chat after I finish waffling on it's International Stout Day, as Wraggy posted earlier. I do have a stout, and I've always got stouts knocking around. Come on, what amateur do you take me for? And then Adam says, pintable, poor man's terminology for sessionable. Yeah, I prefer sessionable. I like quaffable though, more than pintable. Is it a bit of a wanky kind of like modern, more modern term? I don't know. I like quaffable. Quaff it. Whoa, that's what you do. You quaff it, don't you? You quaff an ale. But and then we can be very sneaky. Well, there you go. I think that's the talk about the hops. So yeah, as I said, that's absolutely flown down and an absolute treat. And big thanks to the man himself. I'll talk about. I mean, as I'm drinking these, I'll talk about our time in Nottingham. And I know Wraggy's done it. Probably Harry did it as well after our trip to Nottingham, which was absolutely fantastic. It was such a fun weekend. I felt rough as fuck. It's days like that the day after, I guess, always reminds me how absolutely beyond those fucking monster hangovers I am. Oh, when you get older, Raggy will understand this. When you get older, mate, we're drinking with young lads in the 20s. Oh, jeez. It's only that next day, absolutely dying. Absolutely dying. But I'll go over it all. But miscellaneous beer reviews. Cheers. Thank you very much for everyone who's tuned in tonight. Oh, bit of a Raggy tie-in. Everybody wants to see it, don't they? Obviously, everybody loves him. I came here for Sun reviews. All right, sorry, I haven't got any. Better size. Must go. Right, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, sometimes quaffable, but never quaffable. Very good, Adam. I was fine-ish. Yeah, I know, you young lads. I'm telling you. I know. I was there. I would like to tell you. Oh, it's a long time ago now. And then we've got Joe from Beer Patrol saying, I'll be for the sexiness, Rob. Have to watch this back. Oh, thanks, Joe. Thanks for dropping by. Hear about some Nottingham, based on Nottinghamshire. Anyway, let's just finish this off. I'm going to crack on with Stout from Navigation, old school, Eclipse. This was given to us by the good man. I mean, Harry. Wraggy filled Adam's boot with a bounty of beautiful ales. I took what I could carry on the day. Because I went train back, and I had a couple of hours around Nottingham to try and get rid of a hangover. So I don't know. Well, we'll get onto that anyway, as I'm waffling on about our trip to Nottingham, which was wonderful. So, as it's International Stout Day, if you're drinking a stout, tell me what you're drinking. I'm going to go for the Eclipse, 4%. All very sensible ales. 3.8, 4%. I mean, most of my beers are at least 6. I've got a couple more comments. As I said, 20s, excuse me. Are you 33 on Saturday? I know it's your birthday on Saturday, mate. 33, 44. Come on, got your beat. I'm catching up. Catching up. Did Simon ask you to hit the like button before he said anything? He did drink out of his shoe. No, it was nice to see Simon. Actually, I mean, it pissed me off in the past. I'm not going to lie about that. It pissed me off in the past, but it was nice seeing him. We were good mates for a long time. I've known him for a long time. And what was he drinking? We've talked about it was who was it? Was it Craig C? Was it Craig C? I can't remember. Craig W. Um, who was there? And he got a case stout. I can't remember which it was. And he met, and Simon like, oh, first time I had one of them. And he remembered the first time we ever both had a case beer was at GBBF, and none other than with the day that I met Craig from Craig Beer Reviews. We did a review of a grapefruit IPA. And Simon remembered that, so it was a lot. Once again, also met John from Lord Brewing. Lovely man, absolutely lovely man. You can't go far wrong with John. He's a gem. As Wraggy says, I was still struggling on Sunday. I was still struggling on like Wednesday, mate. Eclipse won an award. Oh, great! The Robin Hood Beer Festival. Robin Hood Beer Festival. That's what it's called. I was thinking Nottingham Camera. Where are you from? Where are you drinking? My name's Rob. I'm from Shipley. I'm drinking Navigation Eclipse. Drinking Mine. Oh, blimey! You're not mucking around, are you? Mine Continuous Improvement. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I used to have that on there, but then Cloudwater started slowly disappearing up their own asses. No, I've got a really a lot of conflict with Cloudwater with me. I love Cloudwater, but then the United Paul stop fucking going on social media so much and proselytizing. Is that the word? I just made another word up. Great, James. What a beer! It is a great beer. Right then, so old school from Navigation. As you did maybe noticed in my Neon Raptor glass. Yes, I didn't pay for it, but they sent me it. One thing I will say about Neon Raptor, as I said in my review of WAV, which will go on Wave. Sorry, Adam, which will go on probably next week. Worst glasses ever. Worst glasses in taproom ever. But they make you pay for one of these. Come on, lads. Need better glasses in the tap room. Everybody's going to nick them. Just get some nice, unbranded stemless wine glasses and a Langara glass, no less. But yes, so this is the old. Not going to get much. So pretty much black for a 4% beer. Kind of newspaper. Remember newspapers? Newspaper kind of like greyish head aroma. It's hard to get on a glass, which is this for. And wide. If you watch my old reviews, it was all about the cupping. It smells nice. You get that kind of like it's very carbon, charcoal, bit of all bran, bit of quite a lot of fruitcake. I'm not a big fan of fruit. I don't mind the smell of stuff. I mean, Christmas cake, no more fucking boring than Christmas cake. But I'd have the marzipan off the top, and it reminds me of that when I was a kid. I'd have the marzipan and the icing. Maybe a coffee grounds thing going on. But I'll have to go on Untapped and pick out some of the navigations out at the festival, which were absolutely corking. Anyway, let's dive in. Happy International Stout Day. Yeah, that's really nice. He's drinking. A little bit fizzy. Ooh, hang on, my microphone's down there. What happens when you're flapping your gums? It's a little bit fizzy. But that one of their beers, they had a salted caramel mild at the festival. Corker. Probably a beer at the festival for me. It had a load of presence to it. It had a real kind of. It's slightly slick, but it was super low. I mean, like 3 point whatever, I think. And but it really delivered the flavour. And if you've got a flavoured stout, you want to get those flavours, don't you? You don't want to be hoping on a vague whiff of it. Could do a bit more roasted barley in it. I mean, 4%. It's pretty much a mild, isn't it? Yeah, there's no kind of like roasty coffee. Maybe slight hint of quite a milky coffee. It's nice enough. It's really drinkable. Pintable. Ugh. Got a couple more comments. Oh, where are we at then? Adam saying, "Oh, there we go." Oh, Cosmo still make good beer, but away from the beer, they're a bit annoying. Yes, that's well put, Benjamin. Cloudwater Rivington collab might be the first Cloudwater I've bought in the 6 months. I went to the Cloudwater tap room last week, and it was just a. I mean, I went to Manchester to go to track. I love track. Probably my favourite brewery in the country. But Cloudwater's weak sauce, mate. Afterwards, 2 Robs, 1 cupping. That's unpleasant. Cloudwater going to Tesco's. Brewdog. Yes, I completely agree. That was a big part of it. That it was. It kind of felt like it dirtied the waters for me. Did that move? When you're as outspoken about kind of ethics and stuff like that Cloudwater are, getting in bed with Brewdog, who are fucking horrendous, really, from all corners. We're a big business. The cutthroat shit like that will come as part and parcel with it, and Cloudwater seem to justify it in a convenient way. Don't want to get into too much, but yeah, didn't sit nicely with that. That's not a favourite craft beer drinker since well, that's what I feel like as well. But the shame is, I think, I know people who work at Cloudwater and who are lovely people. I think it's the top down. It's this, the bollocks and evangelical kind of like Paulisms. As I said, I like Paul Jones, but it's become a bit of a cult of Paul, and it discredits all the work that all the everybody else is doing because he's the mouthpiece. That's my issues with him, but I think that's a good point. What people have said. Elephant gun metal is chocolate and salt and caramel. There you go. Elephant gun mild with chocolate and salt and caramel was the shit. That festival at 3.5. There you go, Adam. You should be doing this, mate. 4%. This is made for old man pubs. Absolutely. It's a bit fizzy, a bit too fizzy for that. I think it needs a lot more like oats or something. It needs something to pad it out. It needs a bit more roasted barley. It means maybe a bit more complex malt base. I think you get somewhere with this. I think you'd need maybe some brown malt, black malt, roasted barley, bringing that kind of like complex kind of like coffee tones and stuff like that. I think you'd start kind of padding it out. But I think adjunct, as Thingy said, as Adam said, I think it's not a bad way of doing it with a. I'm all for adjuncts. So yes, the Wraggy says the mild and the 13.5% Imperial stunning. I don't think I had that. The only Imperial I had was the one from Castle Rock, which is I want loving that. I just got a bit burnt out at the festival, to be honest. I'll get onto that. Let's talk about that now. So yeah, it was the first time I ever drank Navigation beers was at the festival. So I had a coffee porter, which was absolutely cracking. I had something a bit stronger from them, which was really nice. I think it was the Sirens something that was really nice. That was from Navigation, Siren Song or whatever. That was great. CY's Giant. I don't think I had that one, Raggy. Don't think I had that one. A couple more comments. I can't do what I like no Brewdog to buy them. No, doubt it. Yeah, a good part of landlord. I'm happy. Keep all you fetishization of landlord as well. On its day, it's all right. It's not my favourite bitter, but I think if you go to the right place, landlord can be good. lots of craft beer knobheads have adapted. Sorry, I'm not saying you are. I can tell you, I can show you photographs of them. They've kind of like adopted the landlord as like, oh, aren't I so kind of like progressive because I've done all those double IPAs and stuff. So that's my kind of issue with landlord. But I remember having it in Robin Hood's Bay, and it'd been absolutely corking on a boiling hot day. Well kept, you can't go wrong. Hey mate, your mate Jack, I've released a maple syrup and pumpkin ale. All right, cool, full of flame. As I said, the supermarket cappuccino stout. Did I have that? Yes, that's it. Simon's Luring. That's the one that was lovely. If for any of you with Moscow. All right, okay. Yeah, Kellen Simon's song. You had it first, but yes, I did. Yes, but I'd had it. I think I might have even had it twice at the festival, Adam. So I thought it was silly not to let you have. I'll craft beer no bed. Hence the pause. Yeah, that's why I didn't take it because I felt like I'd done it and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so the festival. So I wanted to drink all those Nottingham beers. You see Wraggy reviewing them. He's so kind of he's such a champion of Nottingham beer. All right, Brett, how you doing, mate? Yeah, you see Raggy talking about all these breweries, and you think, oh well, I've never heard of them. Says the fucking guy who just drinks same breweries over and over again. Day a glass house. I can't fucking remember anybody I've heard, and I mean, same old. Beak, same breweries over and over again. So it's nice to kind of like be put in a situation where you can't drink those breweries really, and it gives you the opportunity to be like you were on those earlier days of your kind of your journey through beer, and you just try stuff. Oh, I like the sound of that. Well, I'll give that a go. Breweries, I mean, Castle Rock I've heard of, but it was all the stuff I'd have. I mean, they've changed quite considerably with their kind of craft range, which is really good. I'm all right. I'm all right, Brett. How are you? And Navigation being one of the ones, and they absolutely stood out. I mean, there was some fucking pretty average. What's the Smith one? A traditional brewery that had been bought out by somebody, and that they were crap. But I kind of like bobbled around. I'm like, oh, try this, try that, try this, try that. I enjoyed Castle Rock, and I enjoyed Navigation. They were probably my local favourites at the festival. Adam says stuff in Blue Monkey's pale beers are better than dark beers. Okay, I've not had Blue Monkey in years. Those stupid apps were annoying me. Their lack of their fucking lazy ass branding put me off as well. Yeah, the DDH pale was pretty good. Yes, the was it the Citral one? That was really nice. Eventually, you've been in that festival for fucking hours and schlepping around, got a little bit. Started feeling a bit pissed, a bit tired. You got a bit of fatigue of flat ales. Nice flat ale. I just wanted to sit down, something to eat, not too much because then I just fall asleep, and a nice fizzy ale. I think not much on the cask, but I mean keg bar that was really kind of like getting me excited. I had a kernel and it were a bit iffy. I was just getting a bit like, oh, every fucker's everywhere. I mean, this person's over there, this person's over there, walking around trying to find Adam and Harry. And I'm a bit like, oh, got a bit of that. So we went to a pub nearby, which was absolutely cracking. Can't remember what it was called. It was, as Craig says, yeah. Well, we've got a few more comments. Keep coming in. Great. I really appreciate all the comments. It's really good. Yeah, just struggling to find new breweries at the moment. I know what you mean. Can I get to a festival? That might be get to a camera festival, bro. That was cracker for me. We did sit down in the ground. We did, yes. I was needing it at that point. Bowman says even because Reggae's done a few, but Bang the Elephant. I was very impressed. I don't think I had out from Bang the Elephant. I know they had some on. Why didn't I have anything? Urban Chicken. I saw that. I didn't have it. I just didn't want to go too big too early and be on my ass. So I missed out on Goat Smash. I wasn't up for it. I want feeling like a big fucking. I know Wraggy had it. Imperial Stout, like 13% smoked Imperial Stout. Oh, raw, really? I said, yeah, I would love to do some more Nottingham beers after watching Wraggy. Something from Totally Brewed or something. Yeah, I mean, Rory, if you ever fancy a trip up to Nottingham, I'd happily come over. I do definitely plan to go over again and do some filming. Miss Local Camera Festival. Okay. The chicken ale was very good. Yeah, the Imperial Brown, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, blimey, they keep coming in thick and fast. Yeah, Bang the Elephant. I think Navigation was best. I'm slightly biased. Oh, are you from the brewery? Okay, cool. I will get onto the America in a minute. I've got a few more. Yes, so yeah, it's definitely a place that I want to return to and do some filming in tap rooms. Definitely want to do Neon Raps, obviously, because I'm in their pocket because they put me on a beer. It would be nice to do some kind of Black Iris because I enjoyed that. Did Navigation have a tap room? I don't know. Craig Nightingale. I'd definitely like to come over and do some filming there. But yeah, so yeah, we went to a pub quite nearby, which is absolutely cracking. Castle Rock pub. We had Adam bought some food for us to share. I can't remember what I had beer wise in there. I think I might have had a Polly's. I needed some fizzy cask, fizzy cold bloody keg beer at that point. That's what I needed. And then we went back into town. Did we get a taxi into town? Is it the King's Arms? How he took us to, which was good. Can't remember what I had in there. I can remember the place. I know there's some overtone on. I don't know if that's what I had. Just getting back in. That's happened. Effectively, the Trent navigation in. Okay. Well, clearly I need to come back. Right. So, yeah, it is all. I think it's all outside. Yeah. And got Craig saying hi, Wraggy. Yes, Rory. Everybody's saying. Got a few of them Neon Raptor rubbers. Get him drunk. Don't fuck around, Jackman. Get him subs. Hoping to get to Nottingham again one weekend. Yes, Craig, I'd be there with you, mate. If you want to put some plans together, maybe in the new year, I'd be up for that. Do a bit of filming. Definitely want to get about Nottingham and the to King's Head, and then we end up in the this is the Friday. End up in the junkyard until at least 12:30. They were kicking us out effectively. We were pretty drunk by then. I've got to admit. I didn't go for the chili pickled egg that Harry and Adam went with because I didn't want a long sit down in the toilet, so I didn't bother with that. But we had some nice beers in there. It was a good late night spot. Interestingly, a friend of mine, Sam, who I went to uni with, was one of the people who opened that. When that business opened, it was on the back of a distribution business who were importing loads of American beer, and I met Sam while working for them. Don't know where he is now, but yeah. I'm dragging my wife down the Trent navigation this Saturday, hopefully. Oh, there you go. He's dragging his wife everywhere at the moment, pubs everywhere. Right, let's crack on with the American. I said that's really kind of drinkable. I think even it's ABV, I think you could probably get a little bit more kind of flavour nuance out of it with a slightly more interesting malt bill. It's a little bit of a one note wonder. Right. As Adam says. Many sit downs following the morning after that egg. Glad I didn't partake then, mate. And the sour stouts. Yeah, I don't think I drank much of that. Had a sour stout from Cascade, which are great beers, but at that point of night, you don't want challenging beers, do you? You just want something you know. Whoa. It's a nice high fill, which as a Yorkshireman, we're supposed to be a bit tight. I'm not. Very generous. But I appreciate the value. So the champion beer of the Midlands, no less. Is Mrs. Wraggy on the Imperial Stout? Yeah, I've always thought that there's two beer styles that could potentially appeal to non-beer drinkers and women in particular. Would be kind of lambic, kind of Gueuze, something like Cuvée Rene from Lindemann's, quite champagne-y, quite kind of dry cider, and then Imperial Stout or adjuncty stout because kind of, do you like coffee? Do you like chocolate? Not stereotyping or anything, but it is what it is. Yes, she's getting into it. Beer advent calendar. No, I'm not. I'm not one for that kind of thing, really. If anybody sent me, no. I guess funds are limited and stuff like that. I was watching Adam's stream the other day, and he was talking about you get a lot of filler, you get a lot of core range, you get a lot of if you go to a shop, I know, you get a lot of stuff they want to get rid of. So there's a big percentage. I think Adam said it like 30-40% of it. I'm not interested in. So yeah, and I don't like to drink every day as well. So I kind of I'd feel like I was a slave to it then. But yeah, so it's not something I'd go for really. Whether doesn't like coffee, so Imperial Stout for her. All right, well there you go. I don't drink coffee, but I like Imperial Stout. So bit in the glass. So we're on to the American West Coast IPA, 5.2. From Navigation, pale, slightly hazy. I'm going to go a bit of a protein haze. Once again, bronze golden ale, bit more golden than the Wraggy's golden ale, no less. Slightly off white head. So aroma. Oh, should definitely check out the aroma. Ooh, lovely. Ooh, lovely. Does it say what hops are in it? It's juicy. It smells juicier than West Coast for me. When I think West Coast, I think maybe a bit more citrus. But that's oh, this smells lovely. Pineapple, peach. If there's not citra in it, I'd be surprised. It's like a really sherbety, zippy lemon lime. It smells lovely. Slightly earthy, bit of a kind of like a water biscuit, kind of Jacob's cream cracker. Ooh, that smells lovely. Very fragrant, very floral. Let's go a bit of shake and vac about it. That's something for But yeah, anyway, let's dive in. Cheers. I will get back in the comments shortly. Yeah. I'm going to say aroma. Beautiful. Flavour. A bit lacking. Aroma's banging. Flavour wise falls a bit short. Yeah, really kind of like a bit kind of damp leaves, bit of lemon, bit of grapefruit. It's very wet, if that's an odd thing to say. Bit baggy, bit of. Yeah, it tastes a lot more traditional, kind of English on the when you taste it. Aroma, I said, aroma's banging. It smells lovely and juicy and kind of vibrant, but then the flavour is anything but that. It's like I picked up another glass. It's just a bit all mosaic. Okay. Sorry, it was Craig said all mosaic. Yeah. Wow, all mosaic. Yeah, I can get that. Get that maybe more from a flavour. Maybe that's why it's quite simple in that sense. What nice saying that. Yeah, that's a really tricky one. I mean, as I said at the start, I really enjoyed Navigation's beers at the festival. Aroma on this, great. We're all like, ooh, and now we're talking. and then just the flavour's just a bit. So just a bit lacking. Well, not really, but it's quite a lot lacking. With all respect, if you've got to be honest about these things, it's fine. There's no issues with it. There's no kind of faults with it. I mean, if you're going to say if I'm going to say West Coast style wise, I don't think it's bitter enough. I think you need more kind of like a bit more bite. I always when I was homebrewing, I mainly did pale ales because that's the kind of beer I drink, and I was given a malt bill from Colonel Evan at Colonel, and I was using Marisotto, but which I understand if the Americans are more inclined to use a paler. Their two-row barley is a lot more simple than the flavour profile of Marisotto. So they'd use a lot of Munich malt. I hate crystal malt in IPA, so it was Munich malt and a bit of caramel. That was my malt bill for my IPAs, and they always kind of like went well, to be honest. But I think with the hops, if you go in, there's two sides of West Coast. I mean, if you're going to old school West Coast, I think you need to start ramping bitterness up. There's too many breweries that say West Coast. I went to track their West Coast wasn't bitter enough. It just didn't. I mean, my favourite brewery, but just wasn't bitter enough. There used to be. I mean, like Green Flash had a beer called Palate Wrecker. It was all about big crushing bitterness. I understand. I mean, in a commercial sense, you've got to be kind of aware of what's to the taste of your customer base. As I said, aroma wise, lovely. Flavour's coming around a little bit now. It's just a little bit. It does. I guess it just followed through. The aroma really kind of set a high standard, and the flavour just a bit. Huh. Mm. Right, that's comments. What have we got here? So, only drink on days ending with day. It's a good roll. What do you think of the new faith in custard from Northern Monk? Probably inspired by the beer I did with Northern Monk. My custard cream pale ale, which didn't really pan out. Nah, I missed some days. I want to stock them up for the weekend. Do you do the same with chocolate avocados? Sorry, okay, cool. I don't drink every day. I don't like to drink every day. Absolutely. Basically says I may be naughty and I've found us 2021. Okay, I've got a bunch of old, go back to like 2015 KBS. Weekends for me, maybe Thursday as well. It's Thursday work watching people drink. What you mean? Oh, I think I missed a few here. Bitch. Oh, excuse me. And then I'm just going to bring the freshness back. Shaking back, mate. On mosaic, as I said, beer's liquid. Beer as a liquid is wet. It's very astute of you, Adam. Bit of Chinook on the aroma. Chinook's a funny one. I mean, I was listening guys today on Craft Beer Channel talk about that. I always think of celery with Chinook. I think the aroma's great. I guess I was like, oh, the aroma's amazing. Maybe it just fell short of my expectations. Kind of shit house. Honestly, Key. Can't remember. Well, you mean exactly? I'm not saying it's bad in any shape or form. I'm just, I guess that's it. I don't know. Keep banging on about. Do you remember Unhuman Cannibal to the West Coast? Yeah, I mean, I had it every year. It was a funny one. Was Unhuman. It kind of, I guess, it stretched those ideas a bit. I'll always be really fond memories of a beer called Sintra from Knee Deep, and that was probably the first triple IPA that I ever had. And maybe it was never that. It was never that. And it was It was ropey as fuck. Some years was unhuman. It was boozy as fuck as well. It was a fun thing, but it was divisive, I guess, in a lot of ways. It was always a fun day out. I always enjoyed it. I mean, if you're talking about West Coast IPAs, I would have said Green Flash. West Coast IPA was always a bit of a measuring stick, but when I went to the brewery, it wasn't very good. The experience at Green Flash wasn't good, and what Green Flash have done in the past, as far as business goes, they are complete shit. But you mean my visit to Stone was great. All the beers at Pete's Port, I don't think you can go far wrong with. I think it's like iconic West Coast IPA. But there's loads of it around. It's a great experience. I'd love to go back. They like an character. I always drink quicker to get on to the better one. Yeah, I know what you mean. You owed a lot of royalties, Rob. What for? Is Track your favourite brewery? Yes, I'd say Track probably is my favourite brewery. I mean, I drink primarily IPA. I'd like silly stouts as well. A stout last night from Overton, which was massively disappointing. Couldn't. I think I were a bit past it as far as like a bit tired, and the aroma, I just couldn't get past it. I'm like, whoa, it's so weirdly synthetic. I just couldn't get past it. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Track. Yeah, I think they're fucking ace, aren't they? Had some nice stouts at Track last weekend. But yeah, so I'll get back onto the old Nottingham trip. Saturday when we started walking from our Airbnb or remand centre, it could be as well, over to Black Iris, and we went to a Polish corner shop and got a can of pop. We all coughed and burped, probably farted quite a lot, just lots of and groaned about our that coconut froth does sound good, Rory. That's right. No, it was the maple nutter. Didn't like it. No, it was maple nutter. It's like 12%. Yeah, so we walked over to Black Iris, and I've never been that bothered about Black Iris. I always think I like the branding. But then I always think the beer's okay, but some of their IPAs have been a bit ropey, and when the same price point as Daya, Verdant, and the others, um, which I'm kind of quite confident. Track Verdant Daya. I think you're probably quite beak. I think you you can rely on those breweries to kind of deliver. So I've kind of like steered away from them. So it kind of. But then I really enjoyed what I had. We had some kind of nice IPAs. Can't remember which ones to be honest. And then we started tucking into thirds, splitting thirds between two of us or three of us over some of their 10% birthday beers. So you got a nice little taste of a variety of stuff, which was fun. And it was, I mean, there's something nice about sitting amongst a group of friends, just shooting shit and kind of like in getting over and kind of like consoling each other on the state that they're currently in as you gently ease yourself out of the hangover. So that's some nice stuff. I probably remember. I think some of the IPAs are probably my favourites on the day. The triple IPA was quite good. I do have two cans from Black Iris, which were very kindly given to me by Adam at Mersey Ales, and Mersey Beers, and I will be reviewing them. They'll be sharers because they're the big old ales. There, all right, there he is. He's Lee W. How you doing, mate? I was talking about you earlier and called you Craig. Too many Craigs. Favorite tap room, Black Iris and Neon Raptor, Liquid Light. I'd say Neon Raptor. I know everybody was loving Liquid Light, but yeah, Neon Raptor by far. But he said, yeah, Black Iris is really nice setup. Yeah, pretty much all outside. If they've got some heaters, it might still be a viable option. But yeah, it's a nice setup though. Nice little the bar shop area is really nice, kitted out. shipping container and some nice wooden kind of shelters. Yeah, nicely done. It was somewhere I will definitely return to. And then from there, where did we go straight down to Near Raptor from there? Oh, we went to Chippy. First time I've actually seen a real Savaloid, you know, the ones in the red wrapping. First time I've ever seen that. Yeah, Wraggy took us to a Chippy. Got chips and gravy, really filled an hole, sorted us out a bit, kept us on his feet, and then walked down to Snenton Market. I'm getting all the knowledge, getting all the info now from Wraggy. And went down to Neon Raptor, which was wonderful. And we had all stuff. I feel like at one point, Neon Raptor started getting a bit sluggish. Adam got a barley wine. Harry bought a cycle Stout, which was incredible. Wave. The review, I say Wav. Adam, okay, mate, you're fucking right. It's Wave. Wave forms file. Wav. I'm saying Wav. Yorkshire lad, Wav. That was great. And I had a can last week and it was still fantastic. There you go. Let's have a look. Yeah, chips and gravy though. Fox and grapes, we did, yes. We'll get onto the fox and grapes in a bit, I think, Craig. Yes, I went to Neon Raptor. And some of their strong ales, some strong stouts from Neon Raptor. I think I had Centaur Army that day. A few other bits and bats. You Do You, that was really nice. Overtone Collab, which I had kind of last night. It's all right. But WAV stroke Wave was a real standout. It's a really good beer, that, from Neon Raptor. And then we were joined by the good man Dave from Craft Beer Basic, who check out his channel. Lovely man, loveliest man you'd want to meet. He was working at the tap room and joined us after he finished. And yeah, I think I started getting back on my feet a little bit around then. I mean, just needed that little bit of downtime, sitting around, just having a chat, drinking small amounts of amazing beer. And then as we were walking out, I spied in the fridge because I thought it sold out of the old A New One on Me from Neon Raptor with my silly face on it. Who cares? Can. There it is. Spied that in the fridge. I'm like, hey! Picture with that. Picture behind the bar. Raggy's going, go on, get behind bar. Picture me behind bar. All this business. So that was really fun. It's just nice. It's just a nice thing. And because they did such a lovely thing, putting me on their canon, that kind of tribute is absolutely wonderful. Very humbling. So that was just a fun kind of celebration in a sense. It was nice to see the beer in the bar at the brewery. That was amazing. So then Dave joined us. We went to Liquid Light. Yeah, we've got a few more comments. I'll go to a couple of comments now. We really enjoyed the Fox and Grapes. We went on there after Liquid Light, which I'll mention in a minute. Fox and Grapes is a great pub. It's a great range of beer, yes, absolutely. I'll come back to these. I opened an Altered Ego brewery. Oh, well, not nearly. Well, depends on how, if anybody wants to jump on or anything, you keep me talking. I do have an Altered Ego beer, which Raggy sent me, and we gave me. But they're not Nottingham. That's why I didn't want to do it, because they're not Nottingham. Because it's a Derby. Sorry about that. I don't want to mention Derby. But it's a campfire stout. Shook Carswell. Even though took a box from track last week. Yeah. Which day were you there? I was there Saturday afternoon. I had a wonderful time. Do a Altered Ego next time. People in Nottingham get some of their beers. Devon Chicken also do some bloody great beers. Yeah. So then we went to Liquid Light. Get back onto this for a minute. Might make a black and tan. How do you think about that? That might be nice, actually, black and tan with those two. I wouldn't do much of it, just a little bit. Yes, so then we look at Liquid Light, which is massive, big cavernous kind of industrial unit in not the nicest part of town. I mean, I'm used to going to rough ass parts of town to go to brewery tap rooms. That time of night, it was a little bit foreboding. Got some nice pizza, courtesy of the good man Mersey Ales, and And we had some nice beers in there. I mean, I've had some cans from the Liquid Light recently, and they were good. Just solid. Weird tap room. I said it's essentially the brewery, which is fucking humongous. Big, big ceilings, industrial unit, and the bar's tiny. It's about as big as this table. What got my laptop on, and it was kind of like antique-y, like a small Welsh dresser behind him. Weird, weird setup, and kind of like vintagey, slightly Oxfam shop. Kind of like and a great graphic on the wall, and some good projection and stuff like that. Really nicely kind of set out. And the beers are good. I said I'm at this point getting a little bit tired. The music was quite loud. Get a bit tired at this point. A bit of food. Got back on the street, and then we ended up at the Fox and Grapes. That's where we ended up with Dave from Dave, Craft Beer Basic, and me and Adam and Harry and the lovely man Goathead, which was lovely. He was such a lovely man. Great company. I mean, everybody was though. Everybody was such. It's why you do this thing. It's why we do this. It's not about views and subscriptions and all that kind of like nonsense. It's about community. This is why I do it. This is why I've been doing it for 11 years. And it's meeting people and having those experiences and those memories, and that's what it's all about. It's about meeting all these people. I mean, I've met Harry loads of times now. I've met Adam a bunch of times, but it was first time I met Wraggy, first time I met Dave, first time I met Goathead. Always lovely people. And but yeah, anyway, so we had a ragged chat, remembering, probably fucking banging on by this point. Fox and Grapes. And but yeah, absolutely wonderful, wonderful time. So a few more things. What we got anyway? We've got a few more new comments, haven't we? Both of them Chicken Ortega had new and bigger kit to Reggae. Okay. Yeah, see that, Craig? I want to push Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. Well, yeah. If they want somebody involved who's been the creator of one of the most kind of like iconic beer festivals in the country, Hop City, just saying, you want somebody on board who can fucking move the needle. They know where to look. But yeah, I'd definitely, I'd definitely be up for Nottingham Craft Beer Festival next year. Obviously not a review, but it's good to meet you. Absolutely, Rory. Absolutely. Always a pleasure. But yeah, that's the point, isn't it? But just meet people, drink some beer, have a good laugh. That's what it's all about. And yeah, so after Fox and Grapes, Harry dragged us around a few places trying to go to some off license or something. And then I think we got a taxi back to our house, back to Airbnb. Starlag 14. And Raggy came with us. And Adam probably opened up lots of very strong beers, which when we didn't drink, and I put on loads of old YouTube videos. And so vain, awful person that I am. No, let's not comment on what they were, Adam. That's not. Yeah, and just good chats, late night chats, good times. And then I woke up in the morning once again, I'm absolutely fucking steaming hangover once again. I was trying to hunt down, obviously Liam. I can't believe we didn't mention Liam. Great to meet Liam. Because we bumped into him the following day, so we got up. Harry walked us endlessly to a fucking Weatherspoons, which just was 10 minutes away, fucking half an hour ago. And it was the worst Weatherspoons. It's the one in centre of town, by the way, Wraggy and Craig, I'd imagine. Craig Nightingale. One in centre of town. It's fucking horrendous. It was packed. You just smell of vinegar and vapes. They were now worth drinking. I'm like, fucking hell, this is horrible. And I'm hung over the fuck. I'm like, no. this isn't fucking doing it. So we found this street food place in the middle of the shopping centre. It's good though. A nice burger. Another can of Neon Raptor, which I fucking drank walking from the streets to the next pub. And then Adam and Harry jumped back in the car and headed off to their Adam was dropping Harry off in Coventry before heading home, which is always that's Adam's way, and he's just the nicest man ever. Don't believe what he tells you. He is. And we bumped into Liam as well as we were walking through the streets, and Harry was pointing me in the general direction of Neon Raptor, that was my plan. Go back to Neon Raptor again, drink the bits that I'd not had the previous day, try and get rid of my hangover before I got the train home. But I got the train home. Fucking hell. Google Maps. Nottingham doesn't like Google Maps, or Google Maps doesn't like Nottingham. I don't know which is. And I left myself 20 minutes to do a 30-minute walk, and I just made my train. Turning. Fucking, where am I going? Where am I going? And I'm not one for asking people for directions, but I did about 5 people. Then I eventually saw something. I'm like, that looks like a railway building. I went towards that. And if I'm wrong, I'm fucked. I'm going to have to shell out for like 20, 30 quid for another train ticket. But I was right. And I got to my train just in time. Absolutely packed. Last seat in the house. One of those fold-down seats directly outside the toilet. But as Adam had kindly bought us all a nice stemless wine glass, polycarbonate stemless wine glass. I used that. I bought 2 beers from. Should have bought more. It was a good amount. It's like just short of 2 hours. I live in Shipley, but my train was from Nottingham to Leeds, and I had two cans. I think 2 cans. Fancy American IPA, which Dave from Craft Beer Basic recommended from Neon Raptor, and also a kind of wave from Neon Raptor, and that was the Neon Raptor one was the best by a long shot. And I just sat there outside the bog, maybe watching shit on my phone, maybe just listening to podcasts. I think been entertained by people not properly locking the door and been exposed having a piss. While I kind of sat there, but I probably felt best hangover wise, like halfway through that journey. I think beers I heard that day just kicked in, and I just plateaued kind of nicely as I was kind of halfway through my journey. And and pretty much as soon as I got home, a couple of days later, I was thinking, how do I get back? How do I go? How do I go again? Even if it's just on my own to do some filming and go back to those places. Obviously, it's the best with friends. I mean, but I never expect anybody to be kind of like there when I want them to be there. But because that's the thing. Anyway, so a couple more comments. But yeah, it was an incredible weekend. So it's one of those things that you'll remember for the rest of your life, really. Something about I was trying to. Yes, he was. He was trying to hunt down Dragon Saber, yeah. But the shop that he wanted to go to was shut. Yeah, you're right. Strong beers are good beers. There you go. Google Maps doesn't like England in general. Plots people in the bloody ocean. It does. Just what you need to hangover. I know. Sweating. 2 fucking big. My bag for weekend, and a bag full of fucking beer. Stomping around back streets of Nottingham trying to find my way home. It's mental. Did you do King Billy in that area? Nope, I don't think so. Or Python? Nope. No, we're taking Harry's lead really as a former native. But no, but it's always Still doing COVID stuff. Oh, right, there you go. That was Wraggy's response. Yeah, find time, get time for parties on. The Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. Oh well, it's always nice that we didn't do it all. Ooh, exposed. Not sure what it means. I was thinking of going to Bristol tomorrow. I listened about Nottingham. It's got me in the mood. Yeah. Bristol's great as well. What a town! I mean, another great beer town. Another great beer town. One of the best. I mean, I think behind. I mean, once upon a time I'd have said Leeds was best, but as I'm not biased, but Leeds isn't as good as it used to be. I'd say it's kind of got a bit. It's got a bit stagnant. Bristol's great. Nottingham's really good. I need to go back to London. Go to Edinburgh soon as well. So a bit of that. So I've got these two still on go. Oh, right. How much have I got left in here? Bit of black and tan, mate. That's probably about 50-50-ish of that. If people want to stick around, I kind of need a piss, but I will go get the Alter Ego if people want to still stick around. If anybody wants to jump on, let me know. I'll send you a link on Facebook. I mean, anybody's welcome to join me at the end of this on this stream. Absolutely welcome. Want to talk about what you're drinking? You want to talk about Nottingham? Anything? You are absolutely welcome. So obviously, I've come to the end of what I'm saying. It doesn't taste that much different. It's kind of lighter. It's like hoppier. This is quite a fizzy stout, but yeah, I'd love to try the. Maybe I should get some cans from Navigation, to be honest. But yes, if anybody wants me to go get the Alter Ego, I'll go and grab it. I'll do a review of that. Try and hold out from having a piss for a little bit longer. 3 beers in, bladder capacity being tested at this point, and I will happily continue drinking. Yeah. Sip of beer for the working man. But yes, Manchester's good. It's a big sprawling city, is Manchester, I guess. But as far as like beer cities go, I guess I'm just quite excited. Well, we've got one vote from Rory for the Alter Ego. Anybody else? Come on, it'll take more than just Rory Lee. But everybody stayed with me the entire time, which is I'm really grateful for. I mean, there's like 20 odd people, and now people have been hanging out. I don't want to kind of like disappear for too long. That's why I won't go for a piss. But I will go for the fridge and go and get another beer if that's the case. If people want to see it, go for a beer, grab a next beer. Will you hang around though? I'll be as quick as I can. Talk amongst yourselves. Go for a quick piss. I'll be faster than Simon, and I'll go and get the Alter Ego. It'll be worth waiting for. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm back in a minute. Oh, you all stayed. Thank you very much. You all stayed. Was that quick enough? Was that quick enough? Try to be the quickest. So let's move. Make some space. Make some space. And I've got another Wraggy ale. S'mores fire. Campfire stout. It seems suitable as bonfire night tomorrow night, and fireworks are blasting all around me. Alter Ego from good carbonation on the last one. From Hainer in Derbyshire. I'm a Derbyshire. It's my name. So what we got here then is a small brewery based in Derbyshire, passionately producing full flavoured beers, cask, keg, can and bottle. Let's read the spiel on the side. It says, a sweet milk stout with the addition of smoked malt to bring the fire and provide balance complexity of sweet marshmallow. Oh, right, cool. Just gonna have a little bit of a sip of this. Go and crack another, absolutely. So, thank you very much. You know, I really appreciate people knocking around the Black Ice. I don't think it's that. Probably it's tram journey. It was a good 10-15 minute tram journey, I'd say. But yeah, outskirts of town. They always are, aren't they? Industrial units in arse end of nowhere. Cheers, Kent. Cheers, Kent. I love how people call Craig Kent. Kent from Craig's Beer Reviews. 38 days, excellent work. Well, it's got to be done sometimes, isn't it? I usually take that period of time off. I'm ill. But no, it's a noble act. So let's crack on with this. Another Wraggy ale from the not Nottinghamshire, from the Derbyshire side of things. Seems suitable, doesn't it? To swipe the. It's pouring, lovely and creamy. Ooh. What's ABV on it then? 10.12. No, it's not. How strong is it? 5.2. Oh, they're all very sensible ales, aren't they? These ones. I'm going to say brown. I'm going to say dark brown. So we'll go Terry K. No, it does look black, actually. And Terry K, a little bit of a doff of the hat to dearly departed. Great. Kind of creamy head on that. Look at that. Great creamy head. What's up? Smell and sniff. Check out the aroma. Quite muted. Slight smoke. I'm expecting that to be slightly milky. Bit of gold top. Yeah, bit of bonfire. Yeah, it is there. Bit of, do you know, drumstick sweets? You know, those lollipops. It's got a bit of that. I get a lot of that in some of Neon Raptor's stouts, actually. I had a new Neon Raptor when I was with Simon and John and Lee last week. I had one of them, and it does definitely has that kind of. It's a lot more vague. Neon Raptor one's fucking massive on the old drumstick sweets. What a load of nonsense. Yeah, so Jagman for a poppy thing said 5.2. Subtle smoke, subtle sweetness. Just have in. Cheers. It's funny. Nice mouthfeel. Creamy. Definitely getting that a bit of gold top. A bit of double cream. Dark chocolate covered Brazil nuts. But I'm going to say it. It's got that drumstick thing going on. Those drumstick sweets, I think I've got some from my little lad. It's it kind of tastes, if you could be a bit more poetic, chocolate covered raspberry marshmallows. It's a bit better than drumstick sweets, isn't it? Give me a minute. The bullshit starts kind of like churning up. It's nice out. Not smoky at all. I think it could handle a bit more smoke. I think it's the sweetness is there. I think it nails the sweetness as well. I mean, as I said, it's definitely marshmallow. Marshmallow with raspberry sauce. Nice. I was a bit like, ooh, smoke. But there's campfire stout by a brewery from San Diego called High Waters. I think it's San Diego. I drank it in San Diego in a bar who wanted to see my passport, and I was like, look at my grey hair. That was 4 years ago. And so, clearly I'm over 21, you fucking idiots. So I always think of San Diego when I think of that beer, but it just does kind of knock around that neighbourhood. A few more comments. Cheers. Nice, should be smooth. Yeah, it is. It is nice and soft and smooth. Not unctuous. Not like the navigation mild. That was great. Oh, campfire stout. Yes. On the salt back. On the salt hook back. Remember it being better. Last time I had it was at the brewery last Friday. I went for lunch and had a half, and it was tasting good. So, but they're like a 25-minute walk from here. The Salt. I lived literally next to Salt Air Brewery. There's a flat next door, and then there's a small road, and then it's Salt Air Brewery. I can hang out with my window. It's great. I love the smell of walking out on the morning, smelling the kind of the mashing grounds in the air. Oh, it's so poetic. But that's really tasty. So, any more comments, questions? Bring it on. As I said, if anybody wants to jump in, they are more than welcome for the chin wag. But maybe I've covered my day, covered my trip in to Nottingham, and I think it's been amazing. This has been really, really flattering that everybody's stuck around for the kind of entirety of this. I didn't think it'd last as long as it has. But I might tap out in a minute. Also, you have a great macro pub in Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire border. Ooh, is that why they're acceptable? Sorry for being. Oh, I'm as a man of the Derbyshire name. I'm glad you welcomed me into your garden and shed, Wraggy. I know you don't like Derby. Nice walk to the beer. Sounds good. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So, right. I think I've covered that. I think I might sign off and watch a bit of telly before going to bed. But they've been really nice. And the beers I've had tonight are American from Navigation, Eclipse from Navigation, and now I'm on to Small Fire, Campfire Marshmallow Stout from Altadego, which is very nice. And I'm not just saying this to appease the ego of the man himself or to kiss ass, and this is completely honest. Craig Nightingale, thanks, but I think I'm going to say beer of the night for me, and not just. And it obviously it plays a role, doesn't it? That it means something, and it's got a little bit of special sauce on it. The beer of the night. Need a drink. This is a Wraggy's Golden Ale, and it will be washed and put on the shelf, and for until I leave this this place, not the mortal coil, it will live up on that shelf with other mementos of other beer tubers' beery adventures. So yes, so big thanks to everybody who's tuned in tonight. I really appreciate pretty much everyone sticking around for like over an hour. That's nuts. I don't do these things because I always think I'm going to run out of steam. I can't talk to myself for as long as somebody like Harry does. But it's your comments that's kept things moving along, and memories of a wonderful weekend as well. So felt like the man, the beer, the weekend deserved a little bit of time, bit of a tribute. But yes. Until next time, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Cheers.